When I said bye to him, he asked me, "Can I ask you one more question?" He said, "When you decided to become Catholic, why do you choose Syro-Malabar Church?" That was a new question. Nobody asked me so far. He said, "There are Latin churches in this country. I was born and brought up here, and I used to go to Latin churches. Recently, the Syro-Malabar Church formed here, so I am compelled to come here. When you choose, why you did not choose the Latin church, which is spread all over the world? Why you choose only Syro-Malabar Church, which is began from Kerala, among Malayalis? Why you choose that one? You must be Catholic." Jesus was born, brought up, and suffered, and died in Middle East. I repeat, in Middle East. He was not born in Europe. He was not born in America or Canada. Then how the church went to Rome? It is just because of St. Paul. He went there, and the Roman Empire accepted Christianity. The capital of the Christianity became Rome. Of course, St. Peter also. But spread the faith rapidly to the St. Paul. Thomas touched the wound of Jesus and he said, "My Lord, my God." And St. Thomas came to Kerala. We believe in AD 52 he arrived in Kerala, and he built almost 7 churches, and he built many other communities. And we were carrying the same faith with St. Thomas brought to our land. And then we were guided, we were advised by the Chaldean tradition or Eastern tradition of the church until the Portuguese missionaries arrived in Kerala. When they came, the Roman rite and the Chaldean rite, there was a clash, and some of them joined with the Roman rite and some of them did not. They joined with the Antiochian patriarch, and they carried out with the Antiochian traditions. At the same time, you must remember one thing. Almost 400 or 300, 400 years, there was a lot of crisis among the Catholics here in Kerala because they don't know which way to worship God, the Chaldean way or Antiochian way or Roman way. There was confusions. But later on, St. John Paul II elevated this church, Syro-Malabar Church. And then we have our own worship methods. That's how we are continuing. And I told this gentleman, I decided to become Catholic, but I decided to belong in Syro-Malabar Church. And I have suffered a lot for that. So he asked me, "What do you mean?" I said, "They are not really willing to accept the new convert to the church. They are not able to accept that the church is universal. That difficulties are there, which I agree. My belief is in Holy Catholic Church, but my belonging in Syro-Malabar Church, that's all. It doesn't mean that I don't love any other church. I love Latin Church, and I love Syro-Malabar rite, and I love all other rites, more than 23 rites, because anyone who eats his body and drinks his blood, they are my blood relative in Jesus Christ. This relation is stronger than the physical relationship. I love some of you more than my mom and dad. You know why? Because they have not partaken in the same body and blood, but you are. You know, when there is diversity inside the church, you must understand the unity in Christ. So I love all the churches. That's why I came to this country to preach for the Latin churches.